Hi everyone, this is Eileen Seefluth with Women Empowerment Solutions. She's Going Places Every Day podcast. I am so happy to be here and just to share with you today. We're talking about programming. Programming is very important and something you need to pay attention to. So today, cars are programmed. You already know that. They're programmed by computer chips in the car, and that could be messy sometimes, because if you need to get your car fixed and you have to have a certain mechanic to get it fixed, then oh boy. And then you have the programming of, say, radio and television broadcasting and programming of all the different shows, and that takes time and input right there. And then the programming of, well, us. So speaking of us, people that we're just listening to what our words say and listening out when we go out and about. What are we listening to that others speak? Hopefully you're not listening to the wrong stuff, and you're hoping that you're listening to the right stuff, whether it comes from radio or television or conversations, discussions, or out and about, or whatever you're thinking or telling yourself. Those are all programming too. Now, I'll tell you a sweet little story. When I was younger, when I was about 12, I used to fish the Sunday paper. It was one of my favorite things to do. I'd fish it and I'd look for the advertisements. I'd look for the comics. I'd look for Dear Abby. But I thought, even more importantly, the TV guide. I loved the TV guide when I was a kid. I know, real cute, right? So anyway, I would check that out, see what was playing on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights was a fun night, it seemed like, because all the comedies were on. Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley. It was awesome, at least I thought. Anyway, and my parents were good with it too, because they liked those shows. Anyway, with programming, I just want to encourage you to know what your input is. You know, in Jeremiah 29:11 says for us that it says in God's word that God knit us in our mother's womb, and he has a great plan and future for us. That tells the whole story right there. Isn't that so exciting? He has so much for us. So that programming is already done, right? He's already done it all. Expect great things from him. Be expectant, kind of like a mama getting ready to have a baby. Be expecting a great baby. I'm talking that God has great gifts for us, is what I mean. So I just want you to be encouraged with the programming, whatever your input is, from radio, television, people you're around, that it's good input and not the other, because the other does not produce fruit, but the good does. So God bless you, and thanks for listening to She's Going Places podcast every day. Yes, she's going places every day. Every day you are. God bless you, and thanks for listening.